Morning.
Good morning.
How are
How
you?
are you?
Have you had that disco ball there in the background the whole time and I just didn't?
No, this appeared on the 26th and I didn't say anything. It is very heavy. So heavy I can't hang it from my ceiling. So I have a disco ball I can't really use. So it's just sitting there on a mug.
I mean, as if you were going to disco.
Well, Christmas is over. Now it's about New Year's. Yeah. So that's my nod to New Year.
Okay. I mean, I think it's been, I don't know. My husband does not make it. He doesn't make it to midnight. he, he just doesn't. He just can't do it. I mean, in
Yeah.
fairness, as I've often said, he does get up very early. So, I mean, I get it. It's midnight's the middle of the night for him, truly.
It literally is.
So, and unless the girls are home, I don't really feel the need.
Yeah, I don't remember staying up until midnight last year, or maybe I had the intention to not bother and I ended up doing it anyway, or I don't remember. It's not been a big thing for a few years now.
Because we're like old people.
Yeah. Well, for a while I had a run where I was in a different city, using the term city loosely, for like 12 years.
Oh,
I
wow.
just ended up because of college and
thing.
moves
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like being married and young and wanting to go places, like it just all sort of lined up like that. And I was like, I'm going to do this every year, different place for New Year's. And then,
Cool.
you have kids and
Things change.
you get older and doesn't, like whatever. So, you know what? I really like my bed. I have a great bed. And is it going to be as good in a hotel somewhere else? I don't know.
Probably not.
So I have a winner for today for the Instagram comment winner thing. So if you would like to qualify for a prize, go over to Instagram, find I thought I knew how, find the post for today's video and leave a comment. There's only a few more days left that we're doing this, and all of the giveaways this time are the bigger packages, bigger or like mid, like holds more packages. So look for that and make your comment. Mountain Mama Doreen.
Ooh.
Mountain Mama Doreen is our winner for today. So congratulations. Thank you for interacting with the posts over the course of the month. She's been very consistent. So I wanted to make sure she got something. So Mountain Mama
Yes,
Doreen.
and thank you to Doreen also for sharing. She keeps sharing our stories and stuff. So that's nice.
Yeah.
It helps visibility, and I really appreciate that. So thanks, Doreen,
Yeah.
for doing
Thanks,
that.
Doreen. We had someone ask to find out what your favorite pen is.
I did put the link for the person.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes, and then I went and put I mean, you can certainly say it. Go ahead and say what it is.
So
but
it's a Pentel Energel. I love that. Pentel Energel. Liquid gel ink in the 0.7. And I will tell you, I do love these gel ink pens. They write so nice.
I do too. If I am also kind of in a phase, my daughter started this when she was in high school. I think she was maybe in a freshman. She discovered fountain pens. And so I kind of got on the fountain pen bandwagon, and I do love a good fountain pen. And then it's refillable, and I have a bottle of my favorite ink, which does not bleed, and it dries quickly, and I love it so much. And I have my favorite fountain pen right here. Of course, it's purple. And if you really want to know, it's the TWSBI, TWSBI. Love me a good fountain pen.
Yeah.
So I think it's the TWSBI Eco. I have 2 or 3 fountain pens, and I like that it's refillable, and you can buy a bottle of ink, and it lasts months or years, depending on how much you write, obviously. But, for sustainability, I do love a fountain pen. Just saying.
I have so many pens from my time as a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
That was 21 years ago. I still have pencils and pens because I refuse to throw them away unless they're done.
Right.
And I am to the point now where I have a square pencil / pen holder that the opening's like this and it like crisscrosses in the middle.
Yeah.
And I have 2 crisscrosses of pens and 1 of pencils. 21 years it has taken me to get through like just the of all of it that I've had all this time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I love nothing brings me more joy
Then
than
office supplies.
the light in my children's eyes, petting a kitty, and finishing a pen. Because I too love fountain pens. I have a few fountain pens.
Yeah.
Like I got into them in college, but I just feel this need to like use these other pens and have them in my life.
Oh, I get it. Well, here's what was cool though is when we were helping the family member move, we discovered a box. It was like an old, I don't remember if it was a box that your checks would come in. You know, when you used to order more checks.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And I opened it up and because it had a note on the top and I can't remember what it said, but what was inside was not that. So it had purpose. So you can't, you know, when you clean out elderly people things, you cannot trust what is on the box because the box has been repurposed and tied with pantyhose strips. But what was inside was like antique fountain pens.
Oh, wow.
And some of them were lever fill. And my daughter knows how to work that, but instead of being a cartridge or like a suction thing, like a syringe, like this one is, it's a lever fill where there's like a little rubber bladder inside and there's a lever and that's how it sucks up the ink. And of course the bladder is certainly old and degraded and would need to be replaced. But she was over the moon to see those antique, because some of them you can still buy nibs for, and they're just, I mean, you know, these were pens that her grandfather and potentially great grandparents may have used.
Yeah.
So and she knows how to like clean it and, you know, do all that. So, I mean, there's videos, of course, there's videos for how to handle all that. But that was neat.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah.
That's very
cool. So she can kind of clean those and refurbish them maybe, and we'll see. I love a good fountain pen.
They are
and notebooks with paper that's appropriate for fountain pens.
Yes. Yeah, like when it has that sort of super smoothness or like a weird coating almost to them.
Well, and you got to be careful about the coating thing too.
Yeah.
So we researched all this eco-friendly paper that doesn't have the coating because that's not so great. Anyway, so
that's the thing. If you find any business with, you know, a social media presence where they've like been making scissors for 100 years or they've been belt makers for 300 years or whatever, follow them immediately. Just follow them because their content is going to be so fascinating and you will learn how to maintain anything you own.
Yeah, like how to sharpen the scissors.
Yeah. Like it's anytime Instagram shows me a new like small family business that's been around for forever, I cannot hit the follow button fast enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Support that even if by just doing click a button that you like or follow it. Cause it, you know, I mean, you don't have to spend money to support, you know, cause that's fantastic.
Yeah. I love
a good pen. Now these are not so necessarily. Oh, this is one that came in a pack. This is the Energel, Pentel Energel also, and I just like it because of the, you know, and I've almost used this one up. But what I put a link for in the description just because it was handy and it came up first on my order history, but it would get you to the page was like they have color schemes.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So I sent you, well, there were 2 of the dark blue. There were 2 like that. So I sent you one of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a little pouch. It's like a Notions pouch that I had in my school backpack with all my pens because I like a different color for a different day. Or a different color for a different topic.
Yeah.
Or I write in red if it's something that's important.
Yes.
Or, you know, you have your system.
You have your system. And as long as it works for you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Speaking of systems.
Yes.
It's Yarn Stashery Stash Day 3. today,
Yes.
which is in our condensed version of the event today. We're dealing basically with all of our paper and digital stuff. So all of your patterns and your books and things like that, we're getting those organized today, deciding like, do I need all of these books? Can I donate some of these?
Well,
Especially,
I
I know
ever knit anything from here.
yeah, am I ever gonna like some of my pattern books? They might be beautiful, but am I ever gonna actually need them, knit from them? Do I need to keep them? And again, no judgment.
No, not at all.
Just ask the question. Just ask the question and make your
Evaluate.
decision. But then another thing is your online tracking or
Ooh.
posting or whatever you do for that. So we were talking offline early in the month, I think, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't dealt with my Ravelry stuff for like 2 years now."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went in when I did this day. I went in and did that, and it was a full 2 years since I last updated. So luckily I do post everything on Instagram, and you can go, I went back through my feed and I was able to find when I started things and when I ended them and
Oh,
grab a few pictures off and like
okay.
get it all updated. And yeah, so if you had sat me down and been like, Anne, how was your knitting year this last year? I'd have been like, I finished nothing. I didn't have time. I was so busy with traveling and my degree,
Yeah.
maybe 4 things.
Yeah.
I finished 13 things this last year,
Wow.
and they weren't all ginormous,
Well,
but
so good
they were
job.
wearable things and stuff I finished. And I was like, if you had asked me, I'd have been like, oh, I did that 2 years ago. I did that 3 years ago. It's just like, this has been such a weird year,
Mhm.
So that felt really good to go in and like get that, my projects updated. And I
Yeah.
went through my queue and I took a few things off my queue and I moved things around a little bit, and made sure all my books were listed. I'm pretty good now about getting my books listed as I buy them. But I did have a little stack I hadn't done yet, so I got those added
So
in.
let me interject why. People may not understand why you would like to put your books in there, because if you go search for a pattern, let's say, and you're like, oh, I really like that. You may already have it, and Ravelry will tell you if the pattern that you like is in a book that you already have in your library.
Yeah, you can on one of the options on the side is to click already own, I think is what it, or
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
library, something
Because you
like
might
that.
not
And
realize that it's already in a book that you currently have.
yeah, so I've actually started doing that as my search. I'll limit it to just in my library to
Right.
see if there's anything I already own that I might want to do. And if there's not, I'll unclick that and see what the
And then
broader
see what
world has
else
to
is out.
offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Ravelry is an amazing resource. And some people don't really understand what all it does. I mean, it's a fantastic search engine, absolutely, but it also is an amazing catalog of
Yeah.
your own stuff. So
Yeah.
one thing that my oldest did for me last winter is she put all my stash on there. And so that way I was able to put all my stash away in cotton pillowcases, which were numbered and tagged in
Okay.
Rubbermaid bins in my office.
Right.
And then we have shelves. We have like one of those big, metal shelving units that's like 8 feet long, floor to ceiling. So I was, like
Uh-huh.
you have in your garage. So
Right.
then I was able to put my bins in there, right?
Right.
So when I look at a skein of yarn, it will say box number 1, pillowcase 3. And I know right where it is if I want
Perfect.
to go get it. And it will tell
Yeah.
me you have 3 skeins of this same color. And then right away, I know if I have enough for whatever project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's
And
so
I don't have to
handy.
like,
Yeah. Dig and dig. And so I have mine isn't that detailed in how I store it, but I do have, I know my yarn's sort of organized
right.
by fiber type and then by size. So I have cotton is just this one little shelf right here. That's all I have. And I have one cone of acrylic. That's it. So all the other storage spaces are wool, but
Mhm.
it's like bulky's there,
Mm.
worsted's there, and then below here we get the DK, and then this is my fingering, and this is my Shetland fingering in a cabinet here, and then over there I have like some sock yarn fingering kind of
Yeah,
things.
like indie dyer or whatever. Right.
Yeah, so I know if it's like this type of yarn, I still know where to go look for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you don't have to work with what works for you.
Yeah.
You
don't need floor to ceiling shelves unless you've been collecting for 25 or 30 years like I have.
Yeah.
And
Jen
you don't
and I've
have
been
to
knitting
have,
for
there's
a
no
while.
shame. You don't have to have a giant, there's no judgment.
Yeah, you don't need to have a big stash. You don't need to get rid of your stash. You don't need really, this is just about organizing
No
so
judgment.
you know what you have going into the new year.
Yes.
So I've seen quite a few people have been commenting on my posts or making their own posts. So it's been really great to see the progress people made. Good job, everyone. Keep it up.
Yay. So again, hashtag on Instagram, if you want to search for it, is why.
YS.
How about you say it instead?
YS Restash 24.
Okay.
You should put a little beep there just for.
I will. Oh, I cannot get my bleep together this morning.
I will remind people. People have asked, do you have this all written down somewhere, or look for YS Restash 23 on that hashtag, and you will see my initial posts all have yarn stash restash written on them. So once you do that search, it's very easy to find them. They're all right there.
Right.
Under that other hashtag.
And you can read all the details for the long version for each day.
That's the
because I
longer
remember
version.
when it's very specific, so that is worthwhile to go back and look. Now, just a reminder, Instagram is not letting you follow a hashtag, but you can absolutely search it, which to me is more, more efficient anyway.
Well, I liked being able to follow the hashtags because I found a lot of different people that way. If I'm following hashtag wool, say, then Instagram would show me, on a slow day, Instagram would show me hashtag wool posts, and I would find other crafters that way there. So I'm kind of sad that we've lost that functionality to it. But you can still search for, you can still search.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, cool.
So do that.
So do you want to open your
Let's start with
28.
This was our 8 meal from yesterday from Uradale Yarns. And we have day 28. Did I tell you I had someone reach out on day 23 and say, I don't have a day 23? And she sent a picture of it all. And I was like, I can see it there. It's right there in the picture. And then she messaged before I could message back. She was like, oh no, wait, I thought it was an 8. And I was like, I did the same exact thing on the video. You'll see it tomorrow.
So, on that note, though, did you ever discover who was missing 15?
No one ever spoke up about missing number 15 from Becky's, from the Silly Sheep Fiber Company Advent. And so
maybe they contacted her directly.
No, I'm in touch with her and she hasn't heard from anyone about it. So our only thought is that it might be someone who bought it at the final event and just sort of was like, oh, well, it's not in the thing, and didn't make a big deal about it. Didn't think to contact her about it, but I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
I do have it in with my yarns for the Pirouette shawl, and I might need the yardage. So there's a limited amount of time to speak up, people. That's what I'm saying.
Or I'm sure Becky would handle it as well.
Yeah. We would take care of them. Can I show you my progress on that before we open? Sorry, false start, everyone. You're not going to get to see the yarn yet.
False start.
I'm really excited about it, actually, because I finished the first repeat of the colors and I've started a third column. So I want to show. I'm kind of in the middle of one, actually. So it's kind of, let me flip it around. Okay.
Wow.
So here is a complete repeat of the colors. Can I get it all on screen?
That's cool.
And you can see A's here, and I had to do A here to finish the second column. So that's that. And then you can see I've started a third here. I've rounded. How does it go? Like that. That's the rounding back down again.
So do you have any live stitches on
this? These are live right here.
Okay.
Well, this is a triangle I'm working on right now.
Okay. So I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what you said earlier about how they suggest a circular needle rather than just some double points.
Well, I thought she was going to say, I was suspecting she was going to have you like pick up here and here. And then as you know, like have these on a needle and this on a needle, and then you would, but you don't, you
attach as
just,
you
when you
go.
get to this side, you just knit through
Yeah. The leg.
every other row and it's fine. So I don't know why they said specifically circular needles. You could do this on DPNs if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you had 6-inch DPNs that might be a little longer, like, you know, not the shorties, but
yeah, you don't, it doesn't need to be a circular.
I was just curious if you had discovered why that was.
Nope.
Okay.
There was, I mean, no, there's no real reason. So
Lovely.
there we go. Okay, now I'll open. Sorry.
Will there be a border around it or just the
Nope.
edging of the triangles? Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
So every, you know, there is a straight side that's stuck in it all the way around. But because what I'm finding is because you're picking up along two sides of the triangle, it's actually holding it flat. Once I pick up the second side, like when it's just dangling, when it's just a triangle attached on one side, it curls up.
Yeah.
But once I attach the second side, it holds itself open.
And I was wondering if you were going to have to like do a border around the whole thing, or when you're done with the triangles, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah, when you're done, you're done. And in fact, most of the weaving in is done. Every now and then, every second triangle on a column, they say leave a 12-inch tail.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that to do something with. I think there's just the tiniest little bit of an opening there. And I think they want you to just go around and close that up with the tail.
Just go cinch that up.
So.
Okay.
That'll be, but otherwise you just weave in the ends, you knit in the ends as you go even. So I've been snipping those off.
Yeah.
Once I finish a whole row, I didn't do it last night, but once I finish the whole row, I go back and snip them off. So they're done. 28.
28.
Okay, back on track. Focus, Anne. Big muscles.
Oh, kind of sagey.
Yeah, so this one is moss. So we had a moss in the last one.
Yeah, we did.
But this color was called moss.
Oh, a different moss.
And now from a different maker, we have this is their moss. So this is going to be the last repeat that we knit together.
Okay.
Will be here. And I can't wait, Jana. I can't wait to talk about the final pattern. I cannot wait.
What day is that we get to talk about that?
It'll be the 31st. The 31st is
the
when
very
we open.
last.
Don't peek.
Don't peek.
Don't peek.
Don't peek. It's your New
I want to talk about it together. Don't peek.
New Year's Eve surprise. Don't peek.
Yes.
Don't peek, people.
So we have 2 more days to open. Yeah. 2 more days to open. And then we get to open on the 31st and we'll talk about it.
Don't peek.
In the meantime, today I'm going to go knit my rows.
Okay.
And Adam and I sat last night and watched there's 7 episodes of Squid Game 2 and we watched 5. Because we ended up with Ripley last night.
Oh.
And she's had the last of her medicine. And so she's a little restless now. I think it's bothering her a little bit.
Well, it's probably starting to get a little itchy. Little healing and itchy.
She would sit right here next to me. She wouldn't sit on my lap, but she would sit right here next to me and sleep for about 10 minutes. And then she'd jump up and go sit with Adam. And then she'd come back and sit with me. But if he ever tried to get up and leave, then she would get like super energetic.
Yeah.
So we were sort of stuck there and we just kept watching episodes.
Because why not? You're knitting.
Why not? So hopefully finish that today as I get my rows done. Friend vent?
I am going to show my knitting first.
Oh, yeah.
I am knitting the last, I don't know. Let me finish my stitch here. I'm knitting the last few rows of ribbing at the top of my sock.
Oh, it looks so good.
So, yeah. Love it.
Yay.
So.
Guys, if you have the Woolens and Nosh socks and please tag me when you post pictures of them because someone tagged me the other day. So I finally got to see someone else's too. And it's so cool how they look like when you get it in a different order,
Yeah.
you know?
So this is where I started, obviously. And then after I knitted that last one, I put them on and I'm like, okay, I think, if I knit an inch of ribbing or, whatever my 14 or 16 rows, however many I decide, I think
Yeah.
I'm done.
Nice.
And Will
I think
saw
that's
them and he's like,
great.
those are really cool.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
are super cool. They're
It's been a lot
so
of fun.
cheerful.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Love it.
then all I have left, I only have on my other sock, I've started this purple stripe. So I only have a little.
Okay.
I'll
Oh, you're
probably
so
finish them.
close.
I thought I would have time to finish them yesterday, but there was applesauce production. I did 22 pints.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and then Will went down. Okay. So where we live used to be an old, uh, wheat farm. And so there's the big round metal grain bins,
Okay.
that they would store the wheat in, and there's no grain in there anymore. And they have a concrete floor. So like, it's basically a crap storage unit.
Right.
Anyway, he went down to the grain bin, one of them, where we have miscellaneous stuff.
Stuff. Mm-hmm.
And he found when we lived in Oregon years ago before we had kids, we used to brew like homemade beer. We would do home brewery. So he went and found the like big glass 5-gallon
Yeah.
colorway with the airlock thing. So today's
So you're good.
mission is more applesauce, but also I have a juicer. It's a steam juicer, and you put it on the stove. Do you know about
Oh,
these?
no.
Okay, so there's 2 or 3 2 levels, I think. You put
Okay.
the base of it, and it has a like a surgical tubing rubber hose that comes out with a clamp. So that's where the juice comes out when it's time.
Okay.
But so leave it clamped. But then you put water in the base of it, and then you have a basically like a big colander kind of a thing that you cut the apples just chunks. Like you don't have to peel them, you don't have to do anything. And then the steam cooks the apples and causes it to release the juice, which then comes out the hose
Okay.
into the jar or the 5-gallon carboy in my case. And then you he was researching where to order it. You buy like winemaker yeast
Okay.
and it blurps along, and in about a month we'll have some hard cider.
There you go. I ordered some of that for Christmas for my nephew. I was his secret Santa, and he does like home brewing stuff. So he wanted to try doing mead. So
Oh
I
yeah.
got him a kit for mead production.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
would think
yeah.
like you can just use whatever, but the yeast matters, right? Like
Oh
the different
yes.
types of, yeah.
So Will was reading about it, and I asked him that this morning. I said, well, can we not just use regular like Fleischmann's or Red Star or whatever you make bread with? He goes, well, you could. And and he said where he read where like if you're just a college kid and all you care about is the alcohol, then yeah, I mean you could, but it's not going to taste very good. It's going to
Yeah.
taste kind of like sulfury,
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like, no, no, we're more discerning than that. Like
Yeah.
we're not swirling like we're sommeliers or anything, but I don't want just like college kid bathtub beer. Like that's not what
Yeah,
I'm.
you want to enjoy it. Yeah. There's a time and a place for everything, and
And
you
I
can,
want the good hooch
yeah, you can
thing.
make some good hooch these days. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and he found like the capper, and we still have a couple hundred
Okay.
little caps, and it's a capper thing that you put down on there and it goes whoosh, and it crimps. Yeah.
Right. So do you think you'll do like little bottles then, like 12-ounce bottles or 16-ounce bottle kind of things?
Yes, we need to see how many
Nice.
bottles we have, and then start the sanitation process. We used to have, well, and you can buy these little bottle brush that goes in there properly, and
Right.
then it's just a very very weak solution. You can buy sanitizer solution that's powdered that you just mix with water, or you just use the right ratio of bleach to water. Yeah, but
Mhm.
to have a good product, sanitation is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom had a story she would tell from when she was a kid. My grandpa would make their own ketchup. and her brothers had, well, he would grow all the tomatoes.
Yeah.
And that was the way that they would preserve it, would be to make ketchup. So she and her brothers had to go around to the bars and get the bottles. And then he would do it all, and they would just store it in beer bottles out in the garage. And one day they were in the house and they started hearing gunshots. And they were like, what is going on? And when it settled down, they went out to look around and they couldn't see anything. And other people came out and were looking around going, what was that? And they went in the garage and the ketchup bottles had exploded.
Yep. They fermented and blew up.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was that year's crop.
Can you imagine the mess?
Oh
Can you just imagine? It would look like a murder scene.
It would.
I mean,
it would have.
Imagine the
Just like
splatters of ketchup and the glass. Oh my word! What a nightmare!
The one, my grandparents
up.
never had a car, so at least it wasn't like exploding all over their car and like burning the paint and stuff. You know, like yeah. So it could have been worse. But
can you imagine trying to clean that up though? Oh my gosh. That's just awful.
Good times. Yeah, so sanitation
is key. So, yes, today's more applesauce and the juicing. We'll see how that's going to go.
Nice.
And then
we'll get an update tomorrow. See how it all
Well,
went.
I'm not sure. We used to have, like I said, we used to have the beer stuff, and we need to look and see if even if we still have some yeast, I doubt it would be any good any longer. Like, I don't know how long that stuff actually lasts, but.
Well, isn't that the thing with dried yeast? You know, you can just proof it, right? Proof it and see if it'll work for you.
Yeah. Just see if it starts to bubble and froth up. I don't know.
Yeah. Go for it.
I don't know if we're going to start or if we need to have the yeast on hand first, or if it does its first little process and then you add the yeast later. So I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. Look it up. Let us know.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Friend Bent. I already opened something, so you go first.
I have it.
I have, again, now all of these packages, I have no idea what's in them.
You're like, good luck with that. Random lunch bags with little stickers and numbers upon them.
Little stickers and
numbers. And the kitty that likes the bag, she is not here. She is in front of the She's in front of the pellet stove. Oh. That's what fell on the floor.
Oh.
I. Fiber Arts.
There's more in there, right? I didn't just send that. Okay, I was like, so that's from my local yarn shop, the U and U.
Oh, that's cute.
And see, okay, so the puffin one was in the Hogmanay box last year. And then the other one I just got and thought was cool. And I ended up with more. So the RSPB, that's the Royal Society for Protection of Birds, maybe. I don't know. I could be making that up. But they're the group in the UK.
You good job. Nope.
Is it?
Right. Yes.
Okay. They're the group in the UK that's kind of like the Audubon Society here. And they, they track birds and do bird watching, all this stuff kind of thing. So they sell those at different locations that bird watchers go to.
Nice.
And you know what'll be there. And it becomes like a collector's item kind of thing to like dig through and see what ones they have and, get them collected. So anyway, I thought you would like.
I do. Yeah. I'm going to put them on my backpack.
There you go.
Yes. I love it. So the puffin one says, it talks about the countryside and how you can give nature a home where you live and support the RSVP. Information on the back of that and their website. And this one says supporting RSVP starlings. Can you see I have progressives?
Get the angle right.
Work to foster a positive, safe, and understanding working and volunteering environment for LGBTQIA plus colleagues. And given that we are allies, thank you very much.
Very cute.
Awesome.
So cool. I thought you might like them. And then I threw in the one from Rachel's shop too, just because it's a little taste of Connecticut, you know?
Yes.
So,
thank you. Cool.
you're welcome.
Number 4.
It is day 4, right? It's day 4. I think yesterday
yes.
was 3. Okay.
I'm like,
What is it? I love it, Jana.
because I know you're not really a sock knitter, and I thought you might like it. I know you collect ornaments too, so
It's so cute. That's what that's what I'll do with it. I'll put a little tag on it and
because
make
you could just crochet a little thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Or
It's
you could
so cute. I want to
That's-
put it on beef.
Somehow I don't know if Beef would appreciate
I
that.
don't know that she would, but I think that would be so funny.
Ripley would probably chew it right off.
Probably.
No.
Ripley's getting better.
Oh.
So
Very-
I was knitting last night while she was sitting next to me. And at one point, she sort of turned herself around so her head was on my leg, and the yarn was there. It was there on my, other side of my thigh there. And she just sort of watched it. And at one point, she was like getting closer, and I was like, Ripley. And she just like pulled back again. I was like,
oh, good listening.
is she learning?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway,
Excellent.
Adorable. Thank you so much,
You're
Jana.
welcome.
So cute.
And by the way, if people want to know the pattern for that,
Yeah.
I will put the link down below. It is on my website. It's on Ravelry. It's called a Garland sock.
Very cute.
And it's just scraps, leftovers. Yeah.
It's adorable.
All righty.
Yay.
Yeah, Friend Vent is fun.
Friend Vent is fun.
As we're winding down, though, it was so funny. Somebody commented, can we just have holiday countdown for all the holidays? Like we could have a Valentine countdown and then an Easter countdown and then a 4th of July, Memorial Day, 4th of July. We'll just keep it going and have a countdown. And I'm like, you guys, I mean, I love you, but we're tired. I'm tired. Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, if someone wanted to pay us to do this full time, that would be a different matter.
Then I would chat. But I think people don't understand. I mean, if we do a 30-minute video, it's a couple hours after we record. It's a couple hours at least for me to edit and do the whole behind the scenes situation.
Yeah,
so.
Jana is the true star of this endeavor here.
No, I'm just saying it's a lot.
No, like we would not be able to do this if you weren't doing all of that back end stuff.
Well, and then school starts. And so we want to have a couple weeks to actually, have a break. And then my semester starts the 20th, I think.
Yeah, mine does too, but I don't know when I have my first class. It's like that's when the actual semester starts, but we only meet once a week, so I don't know.
Cool.
When that will be. But yeah, same thing.
So we love you and thank you very much, but
no.
But thank you for understanding that too.
But we'll probably be back next year doing the same ridiculous thing that we do.
Might manage a couple, quarterly updates or something. We'll see.
Yeah, little check-ins.
Yeah. All right. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.